Hello, everyone, and now welcome to Game 2 in the series between Storm versus Sen. Game 2 taking place here on Daybreak as the countdown does get underway. We see Rex's Storm, or Storm's Rex, excuse me, spawning as the red Zerg at the 7 o'clock position here. Meanwhile, in the top right-hand side of the map, we have Gamma Bears' Sen spawning as the blue Zerg. Now, that previous matchup, Zerg versus Zerg, it really did come down to a classic matchup where Mutalisk count really made the difference. Mutalisk count, very, very important as always. As you see in a Mutalisk versus Mutalisk matchup, because Mutalisks are able to stack up on top of each other so well, all units are always constantly engaging. So if you have 15 Mutalisks versus 10 Mutalisks, even though it's a 5 Mutalisk difference, when those two armies engage against each other, if they fight, the numbers won't be like both sides won't simply just lose one Mutalisk or two Mutalisks. If the 15 side loses 2, the other side will end up losing 4 just because of that added DPS and also the added hit points and the distribution of that glaive worm to bounce. So then all of a sudden, instead of having a 10 to 15, you go from a 10 to 15 to a 13-6 type of battle. And a 13-6 battle, all of a sudden you're outnumbered 2-1, and you go ahead and you try and make more units. You try to come back over the top, and it just doesn't work. The only real way to stop Zerg versus Zerg Mutalisks is for Infestation Pit and those infestors laying down a critical fungal growth can deal a lot of damage, slow down those Mutalisks, and more importantly, if those Mutalisks are engaging inside your base, by slowing down the Mutalisk, you can get a queen over to start poking and doing some damage. Now let's focus here on game 2 instead, the 4th game today, and we do see a difference in these builds. All right, so it's not about what you try to build, because you can see both of these players are building the same exact thing. It's the order in which you get there. You can see that Sen has already got his spawning pool, and he is already going for a much earlier queen. Meanwhile, if you come back and look at Rex's build, Rex is just now halfway done with his spawning pool, but he's much further along with his hatchery. Overall production timings, they should be about the same. I'm not sure who will come out ahead in this, but we'll see what's going to come across. The number of Zerglings Sen will be training. It looks like he just wanted to get an early queen and nothing else. So we'll see what comes of that, as that early queen should be able to get off an inject. With that inject, get a little bit more larva and perhaps come out with a better economy. Coming down, the queen is already making its way to the natural expansion here. It's going to be able to get off another inject momentarily. It takes about another, I believe it's another 50 seconds or so. And with that, or is it 40 seconds? It might actually be 40 seconds. 40 seconds or so. It's going to go ahead and take down this supply depot here. Apparently doesn't like burrowed supply depots. Zerg players just don't like that for some strange reason at all. Now, Rex is going to have 2 queens now. And let's take a look at the unit tab. You can take a look, even though the players got here in very, very different routes, they have very similar unit numbers. 2 queens, 4 overlords, 26 to 22 drones. That number count is fairly close, with more drones now coming in for Storm. Banelings are now coming in from Rex's or Storm's Rex as well. And it is just going to be a small timing difference in terms of what we see and how these players are going to be engaging. You can see a little bit of a micro difference there, as a Zergling is able to sneak by. One Zergling will quickly get taken down. Now that queen playing a game of darts against a moving Zergling in the backfield, and that Zergling doesn't really stand a chance. Almost, getting taken down as he tries to run past. Now it is up to Sen to figure out what is going on inside his opponent's base. And by hitting V, you actually see their overlay. How confusing could that be? As we now see the Zerglings making their way back down here. Spine Crawler being added on the front door. That is a lot of Zerglings. And is Storm ready for this? Baneling hit does come down, does take out a lot of Zerglings, as the Zerglings are now trying to back away. One Zergling gets torn apart there, and with the Spine Crawler in position, he should be able to stop this. Now, I am surprised that the Baneling's Nest is in such an odd location here. Perhaps if he placed the Building Nest here, try to make this choke point a little bit smaller, he could have trapped some of those units. We can see the Zerglings now trying to engage, and who is coming out on top? Sen is trying to chase back more units here, and there you go. There's a little bit of C going back and forth, and the counts are very, very close to each other, 16 to 15, as more Zerglings now going to be following up. The Zerglings now looking to engage here. What are they going to be doing? Perhaps trying to take down, but there are Banelings in position. Oh, that Baneling, nope, he does not do a premature detonation. And that Baneling, oh, Banelings coming across galore. And there it goes. Oh, Sen could lose that Baneling, but he does take down a couple of units as well. All right, Rex is coming in. That Queen does get the dart off there. So Sen doing a good job in this Baneling-Zergling micro war. Now, it looks as though both players going into that Spire Tech again at the 8-minute mark, but no one has yet to take up their third base. We all saw the importance of the third base. Oh, excuse me. Sen already taking up his third base. We all saw the importance of the third base and that additional gas. Those 1 to 2 extra Mutalisks that much faster, and how much of a difference it made in terms of micro, in terms of engagement. Perhaps if Storm had decided, or Rex had decided to play a little bit more defensively, a little bit more in the backfield, he would have had home field advantage. Those Mutalisks wouldn't have to fly as far in order to get in on that engagement. Queen now shooing away that Overseer very, very easily, as we now see double extractors being placed down by Sen. Wouldn't be surprised if we see that over here as well. All right, Spine Crawler going to get rooted. Zerglings now coming over to engage, but there are simply too many Zerglings by Sen. More reinforcements coming in from Rex, and there you go. There is the elastic stretch arm of that Spine Crawler, getting in 3 quick kills, as we now see an engagement here on the front door. Sen, 3 Banelings, about a dozen or 18 Zerglings now make their way inside a base. How many drones will get taken down, as the Zerglings are just taking down drone after drone? Banelings just destroying everything, as we now see 46 to 36 drones on the field. Mutalisk count now coming in. It looks as though Sen is just slightly ahead, and with that slight advantage, he should be able to push through into the middle game and get an even stronger advantage. All right, Mutalisks here. Lots and lots of Mutalisks now on the field in this Zerg versus Zerg, and I am still surprised we don't see any Infestation Pit or perhaps more Queens. The real problem is that Queens are not as effective against Mutalisks any longer because of the upgrade Mutalisk got. That natural regeneration on Mutalisks allows them to do hit and run tactics much more effectively. You get hit by a Queen 3 to 4 times, you fly away, you come back 10 seconds later, 20 seconds later, you're pretty much back up to green health already. Overlord gonna get taken down as the Mutalisk count continuing to grow, 12 to 6. Production tab shows that even 12 to 6, Sen is still creating more and more, and this could be the problem here, as we now have the Mutalisks looking to back off. Armor upgrades, both sides on the Zerg Carapace about the same, but with 14 to 8 and 6 to 3 in production, we're going to have 20 to 11, and I don't know if Rex can really hold off this next engagement. Here you go, the Mutalisks decide not to engage quite yet. Perhaps he's trying to come in for an harassment tactic, and there you have it. The Mutalisks are going to come in here, try and take down the Extractor. No, the Extractor doesn't get taken down, not even a drone either, as both sides still trying to figure out their positions. Zerglings now running their way into the 9 o'clock position. Stop gas production or gas harvesting here, and this is going to further hurt that Mutalisk number. 20 to 13 with 5 more on the way. However, Rex is now trying to go ahead and get ahead with a 1-0 upgrade, but I don't know if that will be enough. You can see more drones were taken down here. The Mutalisk count in the field already up to 20, as we are now getting level 2 armor upgrades for these units. If you can't tell what the upgrades here, just go ahead and take a look. That is level 2 armor upgrades. We may even get to level 3 armor upgrades in just a second. Here comes the Zerglings. Here comes the Mutalisk. Queen may get taken down here in just a moment. Overlord's now going to get shot down here as well, as there's the engagement. Very hard to see the count as the Mutalisk now start to spread their wings, and it looks as though Rex realizes the game is over. And yes, Gamma Bears, Sen and Slam representing Gamma Bears extremely well, winning every single match today in their TESL matchups. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please come back to my channel. Let me know what you guys think of the games. And yes, I will be working closely with TESL. I hope to bring you guys more content.